Another common misconception is that nonviolent action can only succeed against an opponent or against an adversary that's not willing to use harsh repression, harsh violence. And that's simply not true. Waging nonviolent struggle against an opponent who's willing to be brutal can be challenging. But demonstrably, when you look, for example, at a case like Chile in 1988 and the overthrow of Pinochet, there are cases that simply defy that belief. I mean, additional cases. East Timor fought a self-determination struggle, and in 2002 got its independence. You know, how did that happen? Well, there was a significant nonviolent component. If brutality was the only criteria for determining the outcome of that conflict, they never would be independent. So case after case refutes this proposition. An additional misconception would be the belief that nonviolent movements succeed because of external intervention, or primarily because of external intervention. Whatever side the U.S. throws its weight behind in the conflict wins. It's also demonstrably not true. Nonviolent movements have succeeded against U.S. allies. They succeeded against Pinochet. It succeeded against Marcos in the Philippines in '86, in numerous other cases. What matters is what's going on the ground. That's of primary importance because, again, the power in the society comes largely from the obedience of the people on the ground. Now, what happens externally in terms of third party can be complementary and an extension and help to support what's going on the ground, but it can never supplant it. And ultimately, third-party intervention, I would say, is not as decisive as what's going on the ground. And the final misconception I'll address is simply the belief that nonviolent action not only is dependent on third parties, in fact, that it's fomented by third parties, that third parties are exporting revolutions. Absolutely false. No one has ever been able to sufficiently explain to me why 1 million or 500,000 or even 100,000 people show up in a square risking their lives to demonstrate because they want a better life for themselves, how that could possibly be tied to a foreign government. To suggest that foreign governments are manipulating these events behind the scenes entirely is to completely discredit the fact that A, people may be out there of their own accord because they want a better life for themselves, and B, it completely undercuts the potential power that nonviolent action has. It's a refusal to recognize that people, in fact, wield power.